the most dangerous prisoner ever in the Arizona state prison system is a guy called Bonzai, or Bonzai Bob, Robert Wayne Vickers. He came in as a young person who'd been doing burglaries in the late 70s. And he was only on a short sentence. And you know, he's in an environment back then where people were getting gang raped, beheaded even. There was all kinds of violence going on, it's just completely gang controlled, and he's surrounded by all this violence, and it starts to rub off on him. And one morning, his cellmate didn't wake him up for chow, and his cellmate drank his Kool-Aid. So he waited for his cellmate to go to sleep, and he stabbed him to death with a toothbrush that he'd turned into a homemade knife, a shank. And then he carved Bonzai on the guy's back, and that's how he got known to be called Bonzai Bob. When the guards come along, he said, "I've killed my cellmate," and the guard laughed and said, "No, you haven't." He set fire to the guy's toes, and because the guy didn't twitch, then they knew the guy was dead. So he gets moved up to what's called CB6, which was equivalent to super maximum security back then, where you're not allowed out of your cell. And he manages to pick his lock right away and get up on the roof. On another day, he picks his lock and a neighbour is walking past and he stabs the guy in the chest trying to get his heart, but the guy survives. On another day, he's walking to the shower and he's cooked up hair gel, he's heated hair gel, and he calls his neighbour to the front of his cell, throws the hair gel on this guy and toilet paper, sets fire to him, and the guy is burnt alive. And nearly all the prisoners, also a lot of the prisoners nearly die from the smoke that fills up the entire facility because there's no way from the smoke to get out. Then he goes to court for all this stuff, manages to get out of his cuffs and stabs guards in the chest and the armpits. Goes to court again on another occasion, gets out of his cuffs in the gallery and attacks the public gallery in the courtroom. Then he's got the death penalty by now, and he's considered so dangerous. The warden has a shower installed in his cell and they weld his door shut. Yeah, and the only reason they let him out was in 1999, so he could die by lethal injection. So you've got to ask yourself, was he a psychopath from birth, or did the environment turn him into that, or is it a combination of both? I think it was a combination of both, probably. He had some tendencies and that environment really brought them out.
Wow.
Yeah, Bonzai Bob. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because everywhere I went in the jail, I would hear stories. He was like the boogeyman of the jail system. I'd hear stories. And then by the end of my stay in the remand, I got a cellmate. He'd been arrested 150 times. And he knew every story, and he knew, he'd seen Bonzai Bob, and it was an old time, he told me the full story. It's also towards the end of my book, Hard Time, as well. You can read the full thing.